ugh, I pronounced his name wrong, as Paul Ostler. Hello, my name is Kaitlyn Turnboo, and I'm here today explaining about self-doubt and how frustrating it is, and how horrific it is, and how hard it is, and how stomping through it is absolutely worth it. You know, big spiel. There are plenty of times when you are feeling like crap, whether you had just a bad day, whether you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or you read something that you wrote and you're like, wow, that's bad, and you start to question the rest of your stuff that you haven't written before, and sometimes what the positive people say just totally go out the window. So these tips are meant to help you go through this battle of self-doubt and self-groveling, and you feel like giving up and deleting your whole being. First thing you need to realize is that it's completely normal to feel this way. In fact, it would be completely unnormal if you didn't feel this way. There are a few who don't, but most do, okay? And it's almost a good sign, because if at first you fail, you're in pretty good company. I mean, look at Abraham Lincoln. Ignore the fact that he died. One of the reasons that it's normal is because, quite frankly, this channel is for busy people, so you are busy, so you have plenty of opportunities to fail. So why shouldn't writing be the same thing, right? And at the same time, you are literally creating a world, a plot, problem, solution, relationships out of absolutely nothing. Especially if you're going through this big fantasy thing where you actually literally create a whole different world that doesn't actually exist. Then you are literally creating a world out of nothing. You use no materials except your head. And you are spending a year, 2 years, 3 years on writing this thing piece by piece. If you checked out my video on how to make time how to write, I told you how to schedule your time. And so all of that is kind of daunting, and sometimes your brain can't fathom it. Another thing you need to do when you are experiencing these low parts where you feel like you're a bad author, you're never going to make it, even, by the way, successful authors feel like that their manuscript's bad and that they're going to humiliate themselves. Do not read what you write. You need to keep writing. If you read it, you already feel like that what you're spitting out is crap. And whatever you see is crap. That's just natural. So you need to not look back, or whether it's good or not, you're going to feel like it's bad. And the most important thing is to not change anything, okay, including the typos. Unless they're incredibly bad, then you probably should change those. But you just need to keep writing and don't read back until the third tip, the next day. You need to wait a day, because if you wait a day, then all that negativity kind of splurts out. I'm not saying exactly take a break from writing, but before you change anything, before you go into big details on especially editing, you need to just wait a day. Wait it out. And this could go with any skill, not just writing. I personally think that, instead of how I said you just continue writing, I personally think you should do that every time. But not all writers do that. That just happens to be my style. There's no problem if you read it overhand, even if you're in a good mood. Something you need to also do is, a lot of people say get another opinion. This other opinion needs to be a trusted person who will tell you the truth. If it really is a piece of junk, they will tell you it's a piece of junk. Not only that, they'll tell you why, but at the same time, they'll tell you if it's fantastic, and that your self-doubt is just absolutely ridiculous. You also need to, for my fifth tip, you need to have some sort of fan base. Now, I'm not saying 10,000 followers that absolutely adore you on social media. I'm saying people who are literally rooting for you, who give you good comments. And this also includes yourself. You need to give yourself good comments. You need to be rooting for yourself. You also need to remind yourself why you're writing the novel. It is very natural for the human body to forget all the good things that they have and stick with the negative things that they hear or see or read or anything like that. That's why the world is its way today. That's why if you're walking down a school hallway and somebody gives you a dirty look, you'll be thinking about that dirty look for an hour. Versus if somebody gave you a smile and told you that your shirt looked great, you'd only be thinking about it for like 10 seconds. Unless that person means a lot to you, then maybe 30 seconds. Another problem that is if you don't have self-doubt is if you have too big of an ego. And this happens sometimes with writers, especially beginner writers, where they think, you know what, I'm freaking awesome. I'm going to get rich off this. My book's going to become a movie. You know, they set all these expectations about themselves. And as Paul Auster says, I pronounced his name wrong. As Paul Auster, as Paul Auster says, that if you plan on writing for money, you need to give up. If you plan on writing for fame, you need to give up. If you plan on writing because you want your book to become a movie, you're going to be severely disappointed. You should become a screenwriter. But if you're writing because you have this burning need to write, it is your passion, you love it, you can't be without it, it is part of who you are, then you need to write the heck away. Whether you have self-doubt or not. And you need to remember why you started the novel in the first place. What is your goal? Another thing you can do, and some writers even do this, they give these rituals before they write. These could be within 5-10 minutes. Now these rituals aren't like where you carve out your wrist and you kiss the floor and you mark up the floor and you drip garlic powder on your... I'm not into that. No. And I in fact don't do rituals. I just write when I feel like it. You don't need to do this. I don't do this, but some do this. Is when you have a bad day or a good day, like 10 minutes before you write, I've heard of authors that journal. They talk about their day in their journal. Or I've even heard of people doing yoga, or some people get in really comfy clothes and they get in touch with themselves and all that stuff. And sometimes that can also get rid of your self-doubt, so if you feel like you need to do that, then do it. It all, you know, as everybody says, it comes down to what is best for you, and that is different with every person. I personally do not have a ritual, but a lot of authors do because of the self-doubt. If you journal and you take out all your negative thoughts, then there's no negativity in there. I mean, you can't really have self-doubt. And just like what I said before, you need to root for yourself. That is the most important thing. And you need to remember why you are writing the book, because that is important as well. And at the same time, you don't want to have too big of an ego, because you're going to be severely disappointed, and then your ego is going to be below the self-doubt rate. So thank you for watching, and I hope you check out the rest of my stuff. Let's hang out on the internet, okay? I have a blog on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and of course there's here on YouTube. All those links should be in the description. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up, because that would absolutely make my day. Okay. If I am any help to you at all, then please go ahead and check out the rest of my stuff. I mean, that would also make me happy. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. I want to have you watch my videos again, so please come back.